How you doing? We're reporting live on a live police chase.
Started in Torrance, according to Desmond. Do we know was this,
just started recently? We are on the scene. What up, Rothy? What up, SoCal? What up, Skill Shots? How are you all doing?
They do what's called Code 9, which is they go into a pre-pursuit tactics, really.
We are here and we are engaging in pre-pursuit tactics, or what we call Code 9. Suspect is going 103 miles per hour on the CA60 East at Exit 8 Montebello Paramount Boulevard. So if you're in the San Gabriel Valley, you'll want to hunker down. You'll want to be safe. Suspect is now nearing 130 miles per hour, a record for the Suncracker Zero community watch party of police chases. This person does not want to get caught. They are riding hot, as we say in the industry. Let's listen in to the transponders.
Desmond Shaw live in SkyCal, another close guy. This person is driving really fast, Desmond.
Yes, I have my finger on the change scene in case they implode.
I mean, we just saw 135 miles an hour at one point, even onto the center divider.
A record and a half.
Zigging and zagging all over the place. This is a fairly capable vehicle. I believe this is a Lexus IS.
Ooh, the Lexus IS getting a good ad tonight.
This is probably going to have a...
We're not sure what the suspect did so far. We're going to assume that this is a prank and they are not Ted Bundy, so we can report neutral. Shout out to the Lexus IS.
Person cutting them off, not signaling. There was a blue van back there that was...
The worst part is, in fact, that they are not signaling. This is my problem. We need to stop them immediately. What was Skill Shots up to tonight, folks? My name is Suncracker Zero. Yeah, but why is my thing above me not working? My OBS just crashed. And now a bunch of my stuff isn't working. I just reset stream. I just also recently rebranded heavily. Refresh chat. I'm going to type test. Why can't you guys see chat? Been rating setups.
Freeway, and yeah, we're crossing it right now. So
I have a really good setup and an awful setup.
Here on the eastbound 60,
like,
we fly through the
I mean, it's kind of good right now. Actually, I recently renovated my entire setup and brand and
there
username.
Were two people inside. One woman was dropped off. What were the circumstances of how that unfolded? And do police believe now that it's only the driver?
So yeah, sorry if some things aren't working. Like I said, OBS reset and now my browser sources aren't working, so that's why you don't see chat up top. So apologies for that. I'm not sure why that is. It's weird. Anyway, make sure to follow if you're not already. I'm live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 9 p.m. CST. This Thursday, I'm doing streamer Dalen Dawson stationery supplies with Teal Hollow 1, Brewhouse Games, possibly Navius, Searatic, and Juiced, and possibly more. If you know streamers, let me know. All streamers always invited.
Vehicle with this person driving like a total lunatic. Like
today, we were checking out Fears to Fathom, and then my OBS had a bug, and I got to clean up my OBS, but I'll do that another day. So we're going to comment on this police chase until I can think of new content for tonight, and then that will be that. America, thank you.
The agency that began it, it looks like they want to be the agency to bring this to an end. But
there's a lot of people. Or wait, isn't this the like HIV lane? Like if you have HIV, you drive in that lane, or HOV, HAV. Yeah, it is. I remember those. Carpool. That's what it is. CP.
And the 6057 freeway.
You know, obviously very difficult to do. I mean, obviously the CHP wants to bring this to an end, as Desmond was talking about, but very difficult to do.
Yeah, if you want to escape in a police chase in Los Angeles, you have to not cause damage. It's a requirement. We've watched enough, reported on enough. You want to go fast enough that it's not deemed safe to pit maneuver you. They just use their blinker. I appreciated that. But if you go fast enough that you're causing immediate damage to society, they're not going to let you go.
Very difficult to pull those out and get ahead of this person, first of all.
Yes.
And then if we try to pit maneuver, there's no way at this rate of speed that they're going to do this, right, Mike?
Yeah, and pit maneuver definitely not at this speed. Cars around.
If you pit maneuver at any speed above 30, it's not okay.
I'm also very curious, just kind of, CHP took this over from the sheriffs.
This car refusing to get over is crazy
as well. So this is a CHP pursuit right now, but CHP also only knows that
Highway
this
Patrol
person is wanted for a felony. I would imagine it makes maybe CHP a little bit nervous that they don't know what that exact felony is, right? Because you have the watch commanders or sergeants that like to make decisions based on the severity of the crime, right? It's all about risk versus reward.
Yeah.
The sheriff's department, even though it was a felony,
that was
so
close.
fast, almost 120 miles an hour in and out of these lanes. But the sheriff's department made a decision to go into surveillance mode. They didn't know what the felony was, but they didn't want to chase this guy as hard.
So the sheriff's department said this wasn't
CHP
safe.
initially didn't want it when it was on surface streets, but then they had a unit in the area that got behind it and took it. CHP doesn't generally like to do it on surface streets if they don't have to, but all they know is that this person is wanted for some type of felony. I imagine somewhere behind the scenes they're all trying to figure out what the felony is.
Yeah, how do they not know what
who's the
felony,
agency
but that there is a
put this
felony?
into the system that makes them want this person.
Dude, they are.
But as we approach, gosh, 130 miles.
Almost
an hour,
140 in a
Lexus
IS, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
this is the kind of
really,
vehicle you
really
want to
fast,
have.
even for a vehicle like this. I mean,
That you want to be behind the wheel
if
of.
you don't have the right kind of brakes on a car like this and something comes up on you, you got to slam on the brakes. You're not going to be able to stop this car fast enough. That is.
There's going to be a crash. Holy shit!
Kind of speeds is you just don't have time.
I'm ready to hide screen.
Even on the right-hand shoulder now, getting around that.
Uh-oh.
Right there, just must be so nerve-wracking for all these people.
I've got my finger ready on the
that are
change
involved
scene.
in this, and it's like. I'm really curious what this person is wanted for, that they are this desperate to get away from.
It may not
the
be desperate. It can always be
authorities.
fun. It could be high.
Really, really insane driving.
It's not always
So I think
desperation,
that's
but yes.
that's probably the highest speeds that we've seen so far.
Luckily, they haven't had to test the Lexus IS brake system yet. It is, but they cleared 140 miles per hour, Drago. 140 miles per hour. You might let the Discord know. This will almost certainly end in a crash. They are.
We're well past evening rush hour.
The police are engaged.
Going for this suspect, but when you're driving this fast, and there's a CHP unit right there that he just passed up. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan could be.
The helicopter doing a great job of staying on this.
Yeah, I'm surprised the helicopter is staying up there at these speeds.
The CHP is lighting them up right now as well. And we'll see if they're able to stay.
I mean, they are driving
insanely.
Land is Need for Speed, true. The issue is at that speed, you're burning through gas a lot faster. It's not. Oh, that's double semi. Oh, big maneuver.
It is, and Des, talk about zooming in and out of traffic. Even just here in the past 5 minutes.
We know they have a felony. We don't know what for. Neither do the police somehow. They just know they have a felony.
Running from police
they could be making it up as they go along.
And a felony suspect we're talking about, though we don't know what specifically this suspect.
They're about to hit 130 again.
But Mike, you can probably attest to this. It does make police.
So they only know it's a felony, so the sheriff's department gave up.
Especially at these high rates of speed.
But Highway Patrol heard it was a felony, and they picked it up.
There's a lot of unknowns for these officers at this point. This was not a crime that any of these guys witnessed, not even the original agency that started chasing it. It was not an alleged crime
this is getting
that they
busy.
witnessed or have details on, right? So there's a lot of unknowns. If the car is not stolen, which we've not heard that it is, and they were able to run a plate, then they'll hopefully at least know who the registered owner is, which may give them a clue as to who the driver is.
They're in a bad lane.
The driver is
They're
not
running out of lane.
owner, but shit. Have some information to go off of here. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of unknowns for law enforcement if they don't know what the exact felony is. And again, they may have started to figure that out behind the scenes by being.
Dude,
able to
I'm
run
definitely
the plate,
waking up sick tomorrow. By the way,
California Highway Patrol and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's
I feel a
Department,
cold coming
that
on.
they don't know what that felony is yet. So. Hopefully they're figuring that out, and hopefully they'll be able to make kind of a plan based on that information.
We're fine.
I think, Chauncey, it makes them nervous
Sorry, that was close.
to not have all the information.
Right. Yeah.
That was a tight spot.
Reports saying that there's possibility that they could be armed and dangerous. We don't know if that's
at
the
that
case
speed.
Right now, but if that were to be the case,
Yeah,
is the sunroof open? No.
The watch commander that we talked to kind of waffled a little bit back and forth on.
Yeah,
that.
I can't show crashes,
heard the
obviously.
Frank David call, and then they kind of walked that back a little bit. So it just may not be terribly clear.
Oh,
exactly
it's getting busy here.
Or if they've got one on them now, but
they're accidentally taking an exit.
Going to be thinking about.
Okay, looks like they're exiting somewhere.
That was not intentional. That is a fast speed to be on an off ramp.
Here, if we're headed to the southbound 57, I believe that's where we are.
Yeah. Oh, that's a way
busier
busier road.
Quickly we made it all the way out here. Now, not
if you're on East San Gabriel Valley, you want to escape the area.
We will be headed into Orange County if we stay on this freeway just a few more miles. As you see,
that copter is low
helicopter that's been
and hauling ace.
We'll see if CHP's helicopter comes and joins this one. They would be coming out of Fullerton, so if they are launching, if they're able to launch, then they would get here pretty quickly. So I was talking about Caltrans, and actually you do see some cones there on the carpool lane. It looks like they are setting up for a project here, so that's kind of another element of danger. You've got highway workers.
There's
out
construction
here.
in the area.
You definitely have traffic slowing down quite a bit, as it should be when you get into.
Are they hoping to ditch somewhere covered? No, that is not the current strategy. That is common. Usually what you'll see is they'll drive about 60 miles per hour. They'll drive safe till the police give up, and it's just the chopper. Then they do that. Highway patrol is on them. It's not just choppers. They have multiple units in the area hunting them down. All they know is there's a felony. Unfortunately, they don't know somehow what the felony is, so the sheriff's office dropped it, but then they entered the highway, so highway patrol picked it up. They've been hitting 140, 150 miles per hour, so they're clearly not trying to blend. Usually in LA, if you take it easy, you go like 60 miles per hour, you stay on the streets, eventually they deem it not safe to chase you, and they just kind of let you get away. This person's riding hot. They're going to push it to the limit. I don't think they're looking for cover. They're just looking to somehow hope they give out or outpace.
It was the sheriff's helicopter because the ceiling was, I think Des said, like 400 or 500 feet over there. So I don't know if
I assume this one will end in a crash.
Kind of
it's come very close a couple times.
But that is on its way from Fullerton.
Desmond, you were talking about a ground unit there just a moment ago lighting up this car. Is that ground unit still visible to you, or are they way back?
I think they're way back there. Here, we'll just zoom out and show you. And this is still.
They've cleared 140 miles per hour.
On this one.
Tight space, yeah. They're slowing down. Monka? Hello? Hello, I'm under the water. Bruh.
To keep up with this person.
Oh. Did they crash maybe? That vehicle they could have hit. No, they couldn't. I don't know if the stream went down or it's lag. Oh man. We are in the thick of it. Here at Sun & Sons LLC Crime Watch. I need to get a logo to pop.
Fixed wing on this.
Oh, there we go. Oh. It's coming back. It says live police chases. The host of the channel.
Way out there, it's really just the helicopter and soon to be the fixed wing.
There we go.
We'll see what the strategy is going to be on this. And I mean, we've covered a lot of distance now. Torrance up to downtown, west on the 10.
I mean, if you're going, there's such a difference between 120 and 60.
Into solidly Orange County and the
they're changing zip codes several times over the course of this chase.
And Desmond, has that been the case since we've started, since we got over this chase? Because since we've been on, I haven't seen any officers close. They've been quite a ways away. And then when you think about
they can't go.
The woman being
I mean, they'll have to stop for gas or think about changing vehicles.
No officers were close by.
30 minutes going 140 miles per hour. That is going to be rough on the gas tank.
Yeah, and that may have also been
especially if they didn't start with a full tank, which I doubt they did.
Handing this off because there was that lull between sheriff's deputies and CHP, where CHP was coming to get involved on.
They're also pushing the brakes pretty hard sometimes.
Where there was no one behind this except someone on the ground, so
they're putting a lot of wear and tear on the vehicle.
Happen and was probably calling out to authorities to go.
And so a vehicle switch could be in order.
But we hadn't heard if they made contact with her or arrested her. Or
what's always crazy to me when I watch these is there's never a plan.
But,
I get it before smartphones, like you'd have to pull out a map. But how do you not phone a friend, pull up Google Maps, and put in your favorite restaurants? Like, it always just seems like they're just following the highway. And I know I'm asking a lot. Yeah, maybe, call Lester. I'm asking a lot of common criminals.
As far as, ground units, no one directly behind.
But even if you're a dumb thief, I feel like your first thought would be like, r/ask Reddit in a police chase, where should I hide to get away? That's what I would do.
The suspect here.
Go into a parking garage.
We're gonna hit another snag though if they continue south of the 91 because then we're getting into the other protected airspace area. That's the Disneyland airspace.
They're into
We will
Disneyland?
have to go around, so we'll see what
Maybe
happens
they
when
knew
we
that.
get
Maybe they
to
know they're
the,
heading to protected
91,
airspace.
but,
So the
that
helicopters
may
have to back
complicate
off.
things
That's
for us.
smart.
A little bit between the 91 and
I would
the
always pull
Orange
up
Crush.
live police
And
chases
then
on
deeper into
YouTube,
Orange County here at
so I
120
know where
miles
they're
per hour.
at.
We're just right next to Cal State Fullerton there on your right side. As Desmond
Maybe
was
they don't have
talking
juice
about
on their
the
phone. I don't
CHP
know.
Fixed wing now overhead.
I'm
that
kinda
coming from
shocked
Fullerton Airport, which
at the amount
is
of
just
criminals
along
that
Commonwealth
seemingly
Avenue there,
don't have
really
the stream
close
up.
to where we were, so they got above right away, and we
They're
have
hauling
two,
ass again.
Aircraft over this chopper right now.
They're definitely
but
going
no
faster than
ground units to
100. It's
speak
not
of as far
accurate.
as we can see, but believe us, when the CHP is communicating, they are also communicating with their ground units. Looks like they are exiting right now, Desmond?
I think they're getting on the 91 right here, maybe 91 west.
I don't
Yeah,
understand
so
that last-minute
little
exit.
Last-second change up there.
Oh, they're trying to escape. They turned off the
very
lights.
common pursuit
They're trying to escape.
But this will be good for us anyway. To be
They
able
turned
to
off the
bring this to you,
headlights.
right, was
Oh,
right
they're
as we're
losing the
gonna, get into that protected Disneyland
Oh.
space. Now we are westbound 91.
They're in
for
protected
Fullerton,
Disneyland
and now
space.
towards the 5 freeway.
You know, if we keep
No
taking
headlights.
this, it'll end back in Torrance. So I wonder if they just want to go back to where they all started from.
Yeah.
It's curious. We often see that, but they
Protected
made one
Disneyland airspace,
huge
classic strategy.
circle in Southern California tonight.
Especially going this fast, Susie. You're talking about starting in Torrance and then even making their way to South LA and even going through downtown and then, zipping and zooming in.
If they've done nothing, if they've done something horrible, do not.
In East LA,
This is why we
and
assume
now, as you
it's a
pointed
cool
out,
felony
headed
like tax
back,
fraud.
Towards the Torrance area.
Because even the police don't know
sort
what the
of a
felony
big,
is. They're
fast
just
circle.
guessing.
Yeah, no
They
kidding.
just
You
know
I
there
was
is a
talking about
felony.
when the,
I don't know how
CHP
you
has
do
their
that.
Aircraft overhead. They have their eyes, of course, from the air watching this person driving this fast, but they're also in contact with various ground units that might be ahead.
They keep
of
almost
this
getting ahead of the
chase,
light.
A different division of the CHP in Orange County, and also they're getting in touch with other agencies just in case this person could possibly exit and be on surface streets. So lots of communication going on with the CHP right now, but obviously we don't see any ground units. So, I think a lot of people wonder, why aren't they chasing this person? Well, at speeds like this,
There's not a lot you can
Right,
do at
and
speeds
they
like
are,
this.
I am listening to it since we've come into Orange County. They're trying to get Santa Ana units into place. I hear them trying to kind of coordinate that. But the 91, the way the 91 runs is we're not going to be in Orange County for very long, right?
I don't know what they're
Right
supposed
back
to.
in
Yeah, I don't
Orange
know what they're
County,
supposed to do at that speed
where this kind of started. I
without
should also
risking
point out
civilian
CHP
casualty.
fixed wing is above, but the LA County Sheriff's helicopter is still there.
Would it be
So
straight up
if this
death
goes
if they
back into
crash?
LA
At
County,
100 plus,
the
yes.
sheriff's helicopter can certainly
There's
stay with
just,
it. But
it
yeah, we'll
doesn't
see if
matter
any of the
what kind of,
Santa
I mean,
Ana
I'm
units are
sure
gonna get
miracles
placed, or if
happen,
they're
but
gonna kinda
9
sit
times
tight
out of
and
10,
wait and let Santa Fe
at
Springs get
100
back
miles per
involved,
hour,
comes back into LA County, or how they're going to handle that.
in a sedan like
And
that,
Mike, earlier we talked about how
you're
these
not
plates
making
on
it
the
out
car
of there.
Came back as a wanted suspect, felony suspect. Do
There's
we know
just
how
no
that
way.
happened? Were they just in the area, or was the plates, were they read by a plate reader? How did they start to get on?
Now, a crash is unlikely unless the police intervene. The roads are getting a lot more open. There's a lot less traffic. Unless the person makes an insane mistake, there doesn't seem to be a crash possible. Where'd the audio go? I think they changed stations. Muted now. I'm gonna refresh real quick. Okay. No audio available, no audio available, no audio available. I wonder if that's from this channel or from ABC7. Alright, well, we're just gonna cover it ourselves then. Okay. Yeah. That's the other issue with the no headlights, and at nighttime, your car is invisible. A lot of cars are not seeing you come up on them. Whereas normally with the headlights and the giant helicopter, you kind of know who to avoid, but with the headlights off, and they keep kind of getting outside of it, they're kind of invisible. This is why it's annoying whenever it's a rainy day and cars drive without headlights. If you, chat, ever are old enough to drive a car, if you can't see the sun, your headlights need to be on. It drives me crazy because people are like, well, I can see. Your headlights are not just so you can see, they're so other people can see you. Like, a gray car on a rainy day with no headlights is invisible until it's right in front of you. It just is. If you can't see the sun, headlights on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's just like that. Luckily, my car's automatic, so it literally follows that rule. But, yeah, a lot of people are stupid. Thank you, Spencer, for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it.
Dangerous, they could shoot at
My stream's a
their
little
officer.
scuffed. Like I said, OBS crashed tonight. I got to fix some issues after stream. We'll probably end after this police chase. It is getting kind of late for me, and I am getting actually sick. I've got that pre-sick gunk. Like, I got to chug orange juice first thing in the morning, or I'm going to die.
And headed back up to LA County.
And then Thursday, streamer Dale and Dawson. Friday, viewer games.
Past few months, we've seen these suspects,
AIDS.
go very, very fast.
Sure.
At some points, slowing down and even just stopping and then continuing on.
And
Sometimes they stop at a
officers,
Denny's
sure.
or a Home
This
Depot.
suspect has just been fast the entire
This is our first police chase in like a
pursuit.
month, maybe
And
two.
it just makes you wonder, as Desmond referred to, how much gas does this person have?
Right.
How much gas did they start with before this even began? It's really curious. Let's go back upstairs now to Desmond Shaw, live in SkyCal. We are...
An educated guess, they'd start with about half gas. Going about 130 miles per hour for about 30 minutes. It's not going to be low for a bit, but it's on its way. You know what I mean? I think they're around a quarter of a tank, but there's an Lexus IS, which means they've still got an easy 160 miles in that thing. Unless they're super unlucky and they haven't gotten gas since 2 weeks ago and they only put $5 in the tank.
They're LA County Sheriff's deputies, so they're probably really going to need to stay overhead.
I think they got a long way to go here.
A fixed-wing aircraft above does not have a spotlight on it, obviously, and they're flying at a considerably higher altitude.
They're going to have to hope that they make a
we'll see if
mistake that
cloud layer is gonna
forces
play any kind of
slower
factor.
driving
Like, if there
or
are
a
any
vehicle,
kind of clouds at all, it's almost certainly going to hamper
what is it called?
the fixed-wing
Change.
aircraft up there.
If it's a hybrid, they can switch for a while.
The
Let me look.
helicopter that much more important. We know that the
Lexus
clouds were not too low on the
IS.
110 because the sheriff's helicopter had been with this one for quite some time. The really, really low clouds are up around South LA and then west through the mid-city area, but no lights on, over 100 miles an hour. Of course, we've got that super dark pursuit tent on top of this Lexus IS as well. And just look at how dark it is out there if they don't have the spotlight on there. And you've got a vehicle going 100 miles an hour, and you're signaling for a lane change, and you can't see this person coming up behind you. And
All
this
Lexus
ends very, very
ISs
badly.
are
So
hybrid or
just
electric.
So dangerous all the way around. Just another element to all of this, with the lights being off for a pretty big chunk of this pursuit. As we are basically back into LA County now at the Bloomfield exit. That's very close to the county line.
Which is,
So
I'm
back
reading
at
it's
the
crazy that it's
605
going
will
at
be the
these
next
speeds. It
juncture,
usually takes a while to hit those
710, and,
speeds.
again, we'll just have to see how the weather is going to play into all this.
Interesting,
If this,
okay.
Suspect continues, but we've covered, gosh, it must be
I hadn't
well
thought
over
about
100
that.
miles now at this point. So if you're going 100 miles an hour,
Ooh, that was close.
and you
Ooh,
have
I'm about to
less
make a
than
banana
half
on my
tank
hair.
gas, definitely wondering how much longer this the suspect can keep it up. Hopefully, not much longer.
All right, and you talked about the weather. Desmond, we want to bring in Danny Roberti now. And Danny, I know you're watching this and tracking the weather as well. I know last night and tonight, the fog was a major problem.
Yeah, you know what? And that's what we're already starting to see. That fog is taking over. Not
The fog is not going to play a factor in this. It's just not. It's just not going to play a factor. I think that's crazy. That's copium. That's the news people wanting a more exciting race. There is no way. And I know fog does play a factor in driving. I'm just saying it doesn't just immediately descend. Like, this race would have to go on for another hour, and then they're like, okay, finally the fog is too much.
visibility is going down as he is making his way into LA County. I see it through Compton, Bellflower, Lakewood right now. Not like yesterday, though.
Okay.
All right, let's go back upstairs to Desmond.
Uh-oh. Newly filed lawsuit. Uh-oh. They keep changing between feeds. And here I am taking a break from Dead by Daylight. Oh, man, you gotta wonder. Again, I feel like if I'm in a police chase, even if I'm the dumbest criminal, I know to pull up the live stream of my police chase or Google Maps or ask Reddit what's the best way to lose the cops.
So very common practice that they're probably going to be swapping them out right now.
I do love me some Dead by Daylight. I haven't played in a while.
Able to take this.
I only usually do private lobby. Public lobby kills
in the
me.
Torrance area, and even though there have been some pretty thick clouds,
it's just too
in that
toxic.
area, I think it was high enough at least for sheriff's deputies. But the problem that could be for us if we do get back into clouds, even if they're kind of high, is we need to be well above the sheriff's deputy for obvious reasons. We have to give them space to make whatever kind of dynamic maneuvers that they have to safely make. We need to have that space, that
like if I was
ceiling.
watching
And
this, if they were watching this, they'd be driving closer to Disney.
That could be more of an issue for us, and certainly an issue for the airplane, like I was talking about. So we'll just see how this all plays out.
I was playing a new game, Fears to Fathom tonight, and then like I said, my OBS crashed the game and OBS as well. And so I gotta get that figured out before I play another game. But yeah, then Dale and Dawson I've been doing a lot. I didn't really get into Among Us, but I've really been liking Dale and Dawson. And then Turmoil, Marvel Snap. What else have I been playing?
Is it just a big
I'm playing a lot of newer stuff lately. Inscription, I think I'm gonna start next week finally.
Communicate with law enforcement. Just a lot of question marks on this. There's been a lot of back and forth if the suspect is armed and dangerous or not. A wanted suspect, we know. But a lot of question marks and weather factors potentially.
The weather's not going to play a factor. We do know that they have a felony, and that is a factor.
Back here at 10 o'clock. Good evening, everybody. I'm Juan Fernandez. This is KCAL News at 9
Hello,
o'clock.
Juan.
Along with Desmond Shaw and Mike Rogers over at the desk. Following this pursuit of somebody wanted for some sort of felony. I'm not exactly sure what, but you can see here traveling right now on the 91.
I also get shocked you don't see more good Samaritans step in. But a lot of these chases are in LA or California, and that's not as common, like in Baby Driver. I'm not saying it's good or bad either way, but just if this were in the Midwest, that giant F-250 lifted pickup truck would drive them into the median. 1000%. People around here get a boner for street justice. I don't care for it. It seems to usually cause more problems than good for just somebody to be like, I've got it. And then more bad happens. Like fucking cart narcs.
Extremely close calls where could have clipped numerous vehicles. Amazingly hasn't. We've been on the right-hand shoulder in the center divider, in the Gore Point passing lanes, last-second maneuvers all over the place.
All right, I'll make sure nothing bad happens to your car. The police are right behind them for once.
It looks like they are. This is the closest.
Oh, the police are in. That's a massive stretch, wide open road.
Trouble keeping up with this suspect. This began with
They're
LA
in
County
Compton.
Deputies.
They're coming straight out of Compton.
A known
Crazy
suspect
motherfucker named
for some
Ice
sort of
Cube.
felony. There's been
That'll
a back and
smother
forth
your
about
mother.
whether or not the suspect is armed and dangerous
I
or
should
not.
be a news
They've
person.
kind of been waffling on that point.
They're on
But we
Castlevania?
went northbound
Wait,
110,
really?
We were around downtown LA, then we blasted eastbound into the San
Dracula.
Gabriel Valley, southbound on the 57.
I have like all
West
the
91,
DLC
now
up to
kinda
when I
headed back
last
towards the
played.
110. So a
Which
huge
means
loop
I
around
think
to the area, the kind
Oh,
of
I
general
forget
vicinity
this
of where this all began. And as these clouds are starting to drop a little bit, you're going to notice that our shot might look a little farther. And that is because we're all kind of getting compressed down here. And
DVD killers in order of release. The last killer I got.
now in the Compton area.
Oh yeah, 2022. Yeah, I got The Ring and then the Resident Evil or Silent Hill guys, whatever they are. The big vagina mouth and the cool blonde with glasses. I don't remember his
Wanted
name.
for some sort of felony. Mike Rogers over at the desk. What do you got?
Yeah, Juan, there was a passenger in the car at one point in time.
Okay.
They got out after they dropped him off. And I just want to, point out once again to our viewers, we're seeing Desmond's shot get kind of further and further away. That is because the clouds are getting thicker and thicker. I just want to, SkyCal's down at about 700 feet, which is pretty low for us.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
What's happening there?
Oh, he hits him. Well, I think he lost his tire. Not sure if he hit something in the roadway or
That's
what.
a blowout.
I never
That's a
heard anything about
blowout.
a spike strip or anything
Oh,
like that.
Drago,
That's
you're
all
missing.
of a sudden.
That's a full
We
blowout.
might
Front
be
tire
ending this
out, too.
pursuit. Yeah.
Uh-oh. This pursuit's
We
over.
got a couple of tires out.
He made a mistake.
If it was just from the fast driving or if they hit something, because I never heard about any spike strips. And
No,
it would've
that's
been
a
difficult
blowout.
thing for them to do anyway with these speeds.
whoa.
We are getting
Oh.
off the freeway. We'll see what the suspect decides
Oh,
to
he's
do then.
fucked.
Semi,
I got a hide screen.
Unintentionally getting involved. They're going to try to block him in.
I got a hide
bring this
screen.
one to an end, and we might.
Oh, he's still driving.
Wow.
Still determined to get away. But you've got the rubber dangling off there. Look at the wow.
comes the
CHP
pit.
really trying to get.
They're trying to pit maneuver.
With this one.
They lost the front left tire, Drago. They were driving too fast. They had a blowout. Cops pinned them, and they drove around a semi.
Typically won't
Truck
do that
assisted.
If the vehicle is in
Why is he
this bad
turning
shape.
right?
Let's see.
He needs to.
Kind of looking like they want to off at Avalon.
He's gonna have to make decisions
in the
now.
Compton area. And boy, I mean,
Yep,
it's
here
even
it
more
is, look.
dangerous now because now we've got someone who's
blowout.
driving at a high speed in a car
Just
that
a
can't take
full-on
those
blowout.
speeds. Going to have a lot of trouble controlling this vehicle.
Yep.
Let's see if
they're
CHP
gonna
can
have to turn this into a foot
bring
chase. They
to an
have
end
to
here
be
shortly.
thinking
We
about it.
just replayed that video.
I'm ready to hide
Desmond,
screen in case
moments
there's
ago
gunfire
when
or a
It
crash.
looked like the car lost a couple of tires, and it almost looked like he may have scraped the side there of the wall, right?
Yeah, no, I played it back even
Yeah,
further.
this is
so
what
I wanted
happened
to
here,
see if there
Drago, on
was
the
a
right.
spike. Like Des was talking
He tried to
about,
hide
there
behind the
really isn't
semi,
before he even hits
and then
the
got
wall.
pinned.
Here we go.
Here's the pit.
No.
Wow,
At
really
50,
got
you cannot pit at
A
50.
little fast on the pit. I think that's
mean,
why they backed off.
Yes. Dude, you can't pit at
there's other
50.
cars there, too.
And,
This
you
cop is
also had a couple-
bloodthirsty.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
He
close.
tried to clip the bumper there. I mean, this guy's got to
Dude,
know
there's a person
CHP
right
means
there.
business on this one. So just
Dude, cops
clip
are
the bumper
pissed.
right there. Tried to spin him around, but couldn't quite do it. And
50
I'd just
mile
be
per
very
hour pit
curious to
maneuver
see
is-
the physics involved. I mean, look at this, 75 miles an hour, and we're
With no
missing
front tire,
tires.
yeah.
We know. I believe we've got
That
two
car's
bad
gonna
tires
flip
on this one.
if
And,
you do that.
If these are, I don't even think these qualify as run flats. I'm not sure. But
I'm surprised he's still hitting this speed.
Practically separated from the wheel, and yet it continues here.
If he
through
can
that
lose
red
this
light,
one cop,
not slowing down.
the helicopter's a
CHP still
non-factor at
sticking
this
with this
angle.
one, and they look like they want to pit this guy, Mike and Juan.
The fog
and,
is
I
picking
played back
up.
that video, and his tire looks like it
can we
gave out
scoot right at all?
before he hit the wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I thought maybe he hit the wall and that's what caused the tire to give out, but it looks like his tire gave out before that even happened. So I don't know if
The
he
semi
just
that
ran the
helped
car
him
too
has
hard
stopped.
and it finally gave up.
Do you see
but
that? This is
here we
just-
go. Let's see if they're going to get a pit again here.
They're going to try again.
The road is nice and clear, so it would be a good opportunity to do it here. And
Yep.
I'm wondering
If they
if
keep
maybe he hit
waiting,
some
there's gonna be
debris there on the
people.
side of the road.
That's very possible. It looked kind of like he knew that something was happening and he was getting over to the shoulder,
Okay.
but then the tire gave out, and you can hear.
Whew, that
Des,
was
too,
scary.
We're the further north we go.
Drug
we're
and
still dealing with
alcohol
cloud
counselor.
layers. As we know, for the further north we get, the more
Could be
west
foreshadowing.
the clouds come in. So Dylan and Des doing a good job of trying to
Yeah, it's getting
get
cloudy.
as behind this as we can. But there's that replay one more time on
Yep.
the right side of your screen.
Here it comes.
And
Cops
he
going for
doesn't
the
hit
pit.
anything. You see the tire start to
Yep.
smoke.
Here comes
and
the
then he
pit.
Kind of bounces
They
off
need to
the
cut back
wall.
to
I
it.
have no idea really what caused that.
That's wide open.
That tire to give out like that. But CHP now real eager to try to make that
got
pit maneuver
sparks now.
happen. As Des was saying, spark Des.
You're seeing
Yeah,
sparks?
we got sparks.
Yep, there's
coming out
sparks.
of the
Front left and
passenger
front right.
side.
That's actually
Yeah,
good.
I mean, and we're just having problems here.
You've got-
Hawthorne is not clearing us into their airspace right now, and
Oh.
we've got the clouds. It's low IFR, they're calling it. It's just
Around a bus, continuing on Avalon.
Changing cams.
Another red light, multiple red lights this car's been running.
Yeah, the issue
Here's
is
the
when you've got
105
one
freeway.
side no tires. Uh-oh.
Goes behind the freeway there, he's going to continue on.
If you've
wrong
got
side of
one
the
side
street.
no tires, it's really hard to control. You've got to do a lot of overcorrecting. Oh, they're losing.
Bumper. Look at the rear bumper. It's
Oh,
peeled
I
off
think
a
the
little bit
back
after
left
that
tire
first
took out the
hit
bumper.
on that
Or
pit
that was
maneuver.
from the attempted pit maneuver.
Unfortunately, he's in now in LAX's airspace. We
Yes.
can't get right up alongside of him. That's CHP desperate, wanting to get that.
Well,
pit
this may
maneuver.
be how this chase ends for
Right
us.
conditions,
He's
the
too
right
close to
side.
LAX, so the choppers
The
can't get that
driver
close.
just going a little too fast for that.
80 miles an hour. 2, possibly 3 flat tires. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's gonna
There they
do it
are.
Again, wrong side of the road, not down the double
Losing a
yellow
lot of
section there.
speed. I'm hoping they turn right. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to turn anymore. Pretty nice straightaway. You don't want to mess that up while you have it.
Hard on the brakes, red light. Through another one that just turned green. That's good for the officer.
It could be intentional. Maybe they know LAX
Avalon and Sentry
makes it harder for the
is gonna go
chopper.
Through that intersection. Now they might try to get it.
We're about to lose them.
Another chance at that pit maneuver.
I'm surprised we still
Nope,
got him
going
at this
way down from the
distance.
officers. He's got one tire, at least one tire missing on that front driver's or passenger side.
Come on, turn right.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to try to go around the airspace here.
Oh, boy.
And we'll try to keep an eye on the pursuit as it continues. Hopefully, we'll be able to watch the rest of it here as we try to go around the airspace.
Instrument flight rules. So Desmond and our pilots, Dylan, fly by what's called
McDonald's.
VFR, which is visual flight rules.
Right.
Essentially meaning that Dylan has to be able to see the ground beneath him to fly over it.
Correct.
IFR is you can use the aircraft's
Yeah,
instruments.
we all know
to fly
IFR versus
using instruments
VFR.
instead of being able to see.
not stupid.
We cannot fly in IFR conditions, which is what a lot of the West Side is right now.
I see. And here we are, Desmond, and you're doing a great job there, just keeping this pursuit.
He just turned
in
again?
Shot there, and
Oh.
again, this car going at high rates of speed with 2 damaged tires. Somebody wanted for a felony in CHP in hot pursuit there. And the issue with us right now, as you see, as Desmond opens up the shot a little bit, is that we are now
I see it.
close to LAX, which has flight restrictions around it. That's a big problem, and even for CHP and LAPD as well, Mike?
Yeah, so law enforcement right now, we are east of the 110 freeway, which gives law enforcement a little bit more wiggle room. If they were west...
Yeah, we're near
this area would be
LAX, so it's
pedestrian.
restricted
Oh, no.
airspace.
So
Oh, my
we'll
God.
figure out what the severity of that is, but there's...
They're not getting away,
terrible.
but we can't see it. They're definitely going to get caught.
Yeah, they're just talking about...
Yeah, Avalon and 84th.
Avalon and 84, you said?
I heard that as
Yeah,
well.
so they're going to try to get
Yeah.
an ambulance
Oh,
out
man.
there. This is the second time we've been in this area.
What are you hearing, Mike?
That's it.
Oh, what? What are you hearing, Mike? Uh-oh, so there was a crash. They're getting an ambulance out there.
It's over. It stopped. 84th and Avalon. '73rd.
See, it's a little hazier too, a little fuzzier. So due just to the weather conditions out there, we're starting to see that marine layer move in just a little bit. So that creates a problem, as well as the flight restrictions around LAX. Do you see anything there, Mike?
Yeah, real quick. There's been a second crash. So he hit the pedestrian. They're now requesting an ambulance. Lights and sirens. Sounds pretty serious. Then there was an additional crash at 84th and Avalon,
Right, that's the
where
pedestrian.
they hit another car.
Not a person,
A
car.
pedestrian and a car.
Oh
So a
my
pedestrian
gosh.
was first, and then they continued. A pedestrian was at 91st and Avalon. They continued north at 84th and Avalon. CHP officer detaining at gunpoint. He's out of the car. 73rd
Okay.
and 73rd and Avalon.
73rd and Avalon.
Yeah. So it sounds like they're taking him into custody right now.
And Des, how close are we to possibly getting a visual on that?
We're about a half mile to the east on this one, but we're going to have to wait for that CHP helicopter
Yeah, I
to
see it.
leave the area. You see them there circling like a hawk. Once they are out of the area, we'll be able to go in and get a look at the
Damn.
from the ending.
Yeah,
of
once
this,
they hit a
but,
person, we had to root against
I was
them.
just so afraid of it ending like that. You know,
They got
some
caught.
person getting involved with the kind of driving that we.
Luckily, they knew Twitch TOS, so they waited till the helicopter wasn't filming it to do crime. So that is good. All right. Well, it is 11:11. Make a wish. I wish to go to bed. And for my OBS to stop having issues, which to do so, I got to work on it. So I'm going to start getting out of here. And that's going to be that. We played a new game tonight. A little bit. I got scared. Hopefully somebody clipped it. It was a good moment. Clipping is actually good on Twitch now. We watched a police chase. Got a couple raids. We had a big stream on Thursday with a bunch of streamers. Seer, possibly Navius, Brew, Teal, Juice. I forget who else. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Will be the next stream. Fingers crossed I'm not getting sick and it's just like a cold, but I feel something coming on. We'll see what it is. Yeah, so I am going to get out of here. This has been your 2 hours and 15 minutes Tuesday stream. Little short one for you, but you know, you guys get it. All right. Be good. Be kind. Do good things. I love you. Stay sunny. And I'll see you guys on Thursday, 9 p.m. CST. Good night, chat.
Faked our deaths, lit a match, closed the door, waited for the flash. Greyhound station,